What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I'm live for the Q&A of Deontay Wilder as he answers all questions. This is big. This is huge. So we will be counterpunching as we permit, and this is live, and we have Jay from PBC interviewing Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and this is where we're at. So we will begin as of now. Let's go.
Roberts with questions from the media. Andrew.
Thanks very much, Ray. Our first question is going to come from Keith Idek with Boxing Scenes. Keith, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, Deontay, as I understand it, you've been fully vaccinated for quite some time. And I was just wondering if you could lend your perspective on maybe the reluctance of a lot of boxers to not get vaccinated because it's obviously been postponing or canceling a lot of fights.
Can't tell grown people what to do, and it's hard to try to. I can only say that, this what's going on in the world and what we're going through with it is something new to us all around the world. And a lot of people fighting to what they have heard of what's been going on. So, for me, we thought it was be a great idea for us my whole team just to get vaccinated, just in case. There's always that just in case factor. As you can see, my fight was already postponed once again due to, the claims of this situation. But we just thought it would be a great idea because I heard a lot of things, but I trust the people that I'm around. I trust my doctor, and my doctor was really the one that was really able to really just calm me down in that situation and be like, all right, we're going to get it, so we won't, and everybody around me to get it. So it won't be no mishaps, no miscommunication or nothing, no excuses about, we caught the COVID or anything like that. So, for me, my advice to all other fighters, if you're comfortable with it, go do it, get it done, And if you're not, then, you take your judgments on that.
And Deontay, my other question for you is just, have you decided what, if anything, you're going to wear into the ring going into this fight based on what
Good question. Very good question.
Yeah, I'm going to, all my fights have, since I became champion, there's nobody come out with a better dress, better perform than I. And we're going to continue to continue with that, and we have to see what I put on. It's going to be something special. It's going to be something that I dedicate this, to my people, my tribe, so I look forward to seeing it.
All right, thanks very much, Keith. Our next question is going to come from Jeremy Harris with Fansided. Jeremy, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, Deontay. Observing your last training camp, it appeared that when you weren't training, you were spread pretty thin with media obligations and life in general. Do you feel distracted in the lead up to the second fight?
I didn't feel distracted. It was I think the word for it is draining. When you're dealing with media and holding the fight and different things like that, it's a very draining fighter, and I didn't realize how draining some of these things would be until I go into my room, and I would feel like, I got the rest of the day to rest, and it'll be all right and stuff like that. But as over time, as you continue to do it, leading up to the weeks of the fight, it adds on, and it can be very draining just to please, obligations that you have for a fight, and at this point in time, we're being smart about everything that we do, even with the media, the things that I promote, people who I talk to, sharing my energy with people, all that has changed. I think I devoted my my time, and everything else above to people, especially being a champion. And a lot of people didn't appreciate it, but they're going to see the big difference now. They're going to appreciate me way more now than more so than ever because of the way I am, the way I'm going to handle them, and handle certain situations.
The way that you train physically has appeared to change. has your approach mentally changed as well?
So, as far as training, you say?
Yes.
Oh yeah, most of everything has changed. I'm super focused. I'm more focused now than I've ever been in my entire career. This is a second phase of my career. Like I said, I had fun in my first album coming out, defending the title. For 5 years, 10 title defenses. Like I said, I gave my time to people. And so it was appreciated, but sometimes it wasn't. And at this point in time, man, we're serious about everything. I'm super focused. I'm in a happy place, and I'm glad that I'm here. I'm happy. That they say things happen for a reason, and sometimes we don't understand that reason until we get in a situation or a certain place in life, and then we understand. And with me and my team aboard, we all understand everything that has happened. And we're just looking forward to it. We all smile, we all laugh. I always talk about the love that I have in my camp, and it is so real. I love to display it. I love to talk about it because, so many people look for this type of love because there's so many fake people out there that show fake love. And I know one for sure, if I see love, is between the family that I have within my team and my brotherhood that I have with all my guys, and that means a lot to me.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Our next question is going to come from Dan Rayfield, Fight Freaks and Boxing Scene. Dan, you can unmute yourself and please ask your question.
Hello, Deontay. Good to talk to you today. I was wondering, I know that you probably were very unhappy when the fight was postponed from July until October, but I'm wondering now that you're in the period of time leading up to the fight that it's happening in October, do you think that the delay was of any benefit to you? Not a benefit? Like, how do you view the delay? Would you think it's going to be ultimately good for you? And if so, why?
The delay was a blessing for me. The more they delayed it, the more time we had to work on our craft and art, and to go over even more strategically go over the game plan gonna have come October the 9th. So, it was a time of frustration because as a fighter, as a fighter, you're ready to go. You're ready to get back out there. And this is the longest I've out of the ring, especially when I'm anxious to get in the ring. It's just something about boxing that calls you. That ring just calls you there. Even when sometimes you may want to give up. Sometimes you may just want to quit or say, I don't want to do no more. Just something about boxing, it just draws you back. Look at all the retired guys, they coming back and they just want to be a part of boxing. Boxing allows you to just stay part of it, man. But that time that we had, it have benefited me tremendously, and I'm looking forward to October the 9th.
And so when you get in the ring and you fight Fury for the third time, is your motivation is your most motivation to you, is it to get back the WBC heavyweight title, or is it just to beat this man that sort of seems to be under your skin for the last number of months?
I just want to beat his ass. Just as simple as that. Just
okay.
Beat his ass.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Dan. Our next question is going to come from Donna Corby with the Daily Mirror. You can go ahead and unmute yourself and please ask your question.
Hi, Deontay. How's it going?
Great.
I wanted to ask about the drug testing for this fight. Are you concerned at all about that? And do you know what the plan of action is?
Nice.
I can't worry about what's going to go on that side. We hired some people to do that job, and we're expecting them to do that job. My job is to get in the ring and put on a great performance and do the things that we have set planned. And that's all I'm focusing on. I'm going to leave that job to them, and I'm going to leave my job to myself.
Now, after the last fight, you talked about how you felt that there was something going on with Tyson Fury's gloves and that he had put something that resembled an egg weight into the gloves. At any point, did you consider, like, this would be a grand conspiracy if he did this? At any point, did you consider calling the police, making it a criminal matter? Because, you're talking about somebody trying to really badly hurt you, against the contract that you've signed. This would be like a criminal matter if you were to do that.
Right.
But you know, I didn't go to the measurements of that. You know,
Really?
I said I want it back in blood, so that's up to me. So come October the 9th, I will get my revenge. You heard it. You seen this church? We had glass, eye for an eye, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
All right, thank you, Donna. Our next question is going to come from Cam Buford. Cam, you can unmute yourself and please ask your question.
Hey, Deontay. Thanks for taking time to talk to us. I appreciate hearing you speak once again. Malik, during the last press conference, Malik talked about pacing your training camp to have you prepared for that July fight. As we all know, was postponed. How was the process kind of recalibrating yourself in camp to get ready for the October 9th date?
I mean, it was an easy process. You know, we just had to take a little bit more time off. We was doing. We didn't want to overtrain. We didn't want to overdo anything that we was doing. And we understood a lot of things that was going on. And when you understand certain things, and when, like I said, it's just like the truth. When you know the truth, they said the truth sets you free. You know, and we're free spirit. We're free beings. And we have a free mindset of thinking. And I think that what held us down the most. You know, everybody was on the same accord. My whole team. You know, that's the beautiful thing about my team. Like, very rarely that we come into a disagreement on anything. And if we do come into a disagreement, you know, within those 48 hours, it will be resolved. And with that being said, you know, it's just something that we had to do. You know, understand that the things that we can't control, we don't worry about controlling it. We just let it take its course. And when it's time for action to be presented and displayed, we do that. So I'm just looking forward to it. To October 9th, it's finally here. And hopefully, there's nothing else that interfere with this process of proceeding forward. And finally, we can turn the chapter in this book and end it once and for all.
And then lastly, for me, do you have a message to your fans, Deontay, kind of about this time off and without hearing you speak for so long? What's your message to your fans up for this upcoming fight?
I just want to tell all my fans, my true fans, my day ones, you know, the ones that have came on board, you know, now I just want to tell them I appreciate them. I appreciate the love. I appreciate their prayers that they've been sending out to me. I appreciate the messages that they've been delivering to others that know me close to give to me, all walks of life, you know what I mean? And it's been amazing. The journey has been amazing. And here we are. We're back again. It's the redemption, the retaliation, you know, and just looking forward to October 9th. I'm going to need all you guys' love and your support. If you can't be there, you know, tune in to it. Click that button, baby. And here we go. Bomb Squad is back.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Cam. Our next question is going to come from Xavier Porter. Xavier, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Champ. How you doing? Glad to see you back in action.
Blessings.
All right. A couple questions I got to ask you. With regards to this training camp, has this training camp been the best training camp you had as a professional? And if so,
what's the second part?
The second part is the loss from Tyson Fury. Do you think that bettered your career? Do you think that made you a better fighter?
This training camp has been amazing. It definitely has.
Good question.
Hands down, been the best training camp I've ever had in my entire career. You know, sometimes you need certain events to happen in life to bring about a change of things, whether that's getting rid of people out of your life, or whether it's changing up the regiments of training inside the camp, or you know, anything that they feel that needs to be a change. And can't say, man, this is the best camp I've had all the way around. And this is the first time where I had all my guys with me, you know, at all times, at a long period of time, and with no distractions, you know, or the outside world. anything, you know. And I'm just in a happy state. I'm in a happy place. My mindset, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. I'm ultimately happy, and it has been a blessing. And what was the second question?
The second question was the loss to Tyson Fury. Do you feel it has made you a better fighter? And if so, what did you take from it? What did you learn so much about yourself from it?
I mean, definitely, it made me a better person. You know, just it's strengthened me in so many areas. You know, I can say so many different things here, but my action is going to speak louder than my words can. Any given day, any given month, week, year. You know, and I'm just ready for October the 9th just to display it and prove to the world that who I am and what I am. You know, and I tell everybody, all my fans, don't blink.
All right, excellent. Thanks very much, Xavier. Our last question is going to come from Jim Conlon. Jim, you can unmute yourself and please ask your question.
Hi, Deontay. Deontay, this all started with yourself and Tyson Fury back in 2018 in Belfast in Ireland. Did you think maybe 4 years on that the world would be still talking about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury? And do you sort of believe that trip to Belfast was probably the best trips you've ever made coming to Ireland?
You know, I couldn't imagine that we would still be talking about this, even, you know, from that time, even to now. You know, I couldn't even imagine that the world would be turned upside down with a virus as well, where the whole world has been affected, you know, and we all, you know, have unlearned to relearn in certain things and situations. And that's the beautiful thing about life. So as long as you live it, you know, you understand and you experience certain things. And the only way you become wise if you apply knowledge to life. If you don't, you'll be an old fool as well. And what's your second question?
Was that the best trip you ever made in terms of your boxing career, coming to Belfast, Ireland to confront Tyson? And do you have no regrets about that?
I have no regrets about coming to Ireland. You know, I met a lot of great people in Ireland. I could say I met a lot of great people that I actually still talk to this day. So I can say that it was a great experience for me. It was also a great trip for me as well. You know, the people treated me very well, and they claimed to me. And overall, yeah, it was a wonderful trip.
All right. Thank you very much to all of our media that joined us today. I'm going to turn it back over to Ray Flores to wrap it up. And thank you, Deontay, for your time.
Thanks so much, Andrew. And D, I just want to give you the floor final few moments as you get set to embark on this trilogy fight against you and Tyson Fury. If you don't know, you better order the pay-per-view. This is going to be a historic night in Las Vegas. TMobileArena.com for ticket information or AXS.com. Deontay, as we're only a few weeks away, what do you want to tell the world? And especially, what do you want to tell Tyson Fury as you get set to collide in the ring with him a third time?
Again, to all my fans, you know, I appreciate you so much, you know, for the love and prayers that's been sent out to me. It's going to be an amazing fight. You know, we've been on this journey together, you know, and a lot of people see me, you know, silenced, which I'm always silenced. You know, the most time anyone ever hears of me is during the time I have fights of boxing. Other than that, I go MIA. And I do that for a reason. You know, I'm not a person that like to be out all the time or like to be in the spotlight. I like to be seen a lot. I love my peace. You know, I love being on my own little island here at home and been around the people that love me the most. You know, and you can be around so many people and you can be around so much fake love. But when you know people that really loves you, those are the people you want to be around. Why when you're not? You know, ain't that right, Shell? So, you know, but with this fight is concerned, you're looking at a rejuvenated Deontay Wilder, reinvented Deontay Wilder. You know, the old Deontay Wilder is no longer there. It's something that I can't explain to you, but only will show you come October the 9th. You know, I know a lot of people have to promote certain things, but I think I've been a straight up guy. I've been a straightforward fighter ever since the start of my career. That's what I use my platform for. You know, there's never been no fakery about me. sometimes I say things that may, cross people wrong, but people don't understand what I say because they don't understand the man that is saying it. But as the saying is, my favorite saying, what's understood, don't have to be explained. So come October the 19th, baby, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. And it's just going to be an amazing fight, Nothing I have to say for my opponent, but we all know that silence is golden. I see y'all soon. October the 9th in T-Mobile Arena. If you can't be there, it's going to be on Fox pay-per-view, baby. Don't hesitate to click that button. It's going to be every bit of worth your money. And I appreciate you. For your hard-earned money, I appreciate it. And I won't let you down, baby. I'll see y'all soon. Until then,
that's the way.
Those are the words of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder as we wrap up his press conference. People, listen. There's a lot of shit I want to counterpunch now. Listen, you gotta look. Come on in. This is something that we need to get done. Okay. Hold on. Let's see.
In the press conference, D will see you during fight week. The most electrified man in boxing, Deontay Wilder.
Promo.
Champ, we'll see you in Las Vegas.
This is great.
Thank you very much, for joining us. We can't wait. We'll see you in Las Vegas.
Okay. See you in Las Vegas. Listen, we're seeing each other right now. Benatti, counterpunch to you. Listen. Let's look at, I got some notes here, right? Let's go through the notes. Right. First of all, Karn O'Connor, tell me fucking about it. Like, listen, ask all questions. Now, there were some decent questions, like the costume and, those type of things. And, okay, let's start at that. The costume. You mean to tell me you're going to go do the same bullshit that you blamed the last one about primarily? Now, this is before the accusations. That's why I know it's bullshit. That's why I know look, when you say, hey, the costume was a little heavy and you get JD's, because JD's is his like go-to hype man. So the first thing he did was, hey, let me get JD's to go out there and tell the public this. And this was, hey, you know what? The costume was a little heavy. So if the costume was a little heavy, this is what we're dealing with right now. And those gentlemen that made his costume, those very, very talented gentlemen that made his costume, felt offended. And he had to then go back and do some damage. No, it wasn't y'all. Okay? That's what happened at first. That's why people wanted to know. And I think it was a facetious question because people was asking are you going to use the same costume, Deontay? Are you going to use the same costume? Deontay, are you going to use the same costume? That type of shit. And in fact, I think at the end of the day, he should go back to where he was. I mean, let's get humbled. It's not enough people humbled. And I got another video to talk about Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson, he makes up he explains a good point. People are not to be humble. They're to be humbled. They're to be shown why it's important to be humble. Because you be humbled by shit that happens in your life. And if this happened to him and he doesn't see it, hey, God be with him. Look up his history. Don't everybody believe in Google? That type of shit, okay? No one cares about this fight. It's irrelevant. No, I disagree, batshit crazy. Because if nobody cared about this fight, that means you wouldn't almost have 200 people on the counterpunch. No, this fight is worth talking about. Why? Because the accusations are real. Not necessarily the things that happen are real, but the accusations are real. Okay, people can blame, explain, or whatever. They can do whatever they want to do. At the end of the day, it's like, hey, I believe this person spiked my water. I believe this person had something in his gloves. I believe the referee was against me. I believe that whatever. I could believe any of this shit. That's real. Okay? He really said that. Here's the problem. Let's go on. Mentally draining to ask questions. Okay, what fucking questions did you ask? You asked no questions. Search and destroy. Counterpunch to you. Hello to you too. He asked no questions. So I don't even understand like the mentally draining. I like, because this was for him when they asked him about what was the mentally, like, was it something frustrating and things of that nature? And he said not frustrating, but draining. Well, that meant that he was a person that was tired of being asked questions. So I can kind of get that to a certain degree. But if you apply that to your first conference, you didn't say anything. This was the first time that he actually said anything. And then even this was filtered. This wasn't shit. Come on, man. Let's be real. This wasn't anything that we had to that explain how he really felt. Okay. And I'm going to get to the nitty gritty. I want people to look at. I want people to pay attention. Right now, look, I can't worry about other people's job. Okay. That means you can't worry about what other people do with their job. That means JD's. That means Javon or Javen Hill. That means the officials. Where is all this transparency coming from? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I can't worry about nobody else's job. You should be, because if it's the case on you're worried about someone cheating you, that means you're a fucking idiot. That means that you don't care what someone else does. But if you didn't care what someone else did, why the fuck are we talking about it? Like, why are we really discussing this right now? Let's be real. I can't worry about another person's job. That means you're not worried about what JD's did, your trainer. You're not worried about how Javon Sugar Hill conducted his. I can't worry about none of that. Okay, that's bad, real bad. I didn't go to those limits. I want it back in blood. Listen, what someone asked him was priceless. Like, hey, you had the accusations. Like, okay, well, if you thought that he did something, why didn't you do that? We didn't go to those limits. We didn't go to that degree. We want it back in blood. Listen, you know what that means? Do you guys know what that really fucking means? That means if you're a guy that thinks someone cheated you and you didn't want to press the issue that someone really cheated you, you're a fucking idiot. I don't give a fuck what you say, what you think you know, you're an idiot. Okay? Because if you think you think a person did this to you, and this makes it fishy. What, do you ever notice that Wilder only says certain things to certain groups? Because they know only certain groups will not challenge it. Counterpunch. They know Fred, he's a friend of Wilder. Blue, he's a friend of Wilder. Who else is there? Ellie Setback, he's a friend of everybody's friend of fucking whoever the fuck he depends on interviewing, right? They're all yes men. They don't say, they don't do anything, right? So for him saying that Tyson Fury is not a cheater, from someone like Dan Raphael, you got Jim from PBC, you have all these guys that are here to ask him questions. Why in the fuck do you think he never said Tyson Fury cheated me? Think about it. You want to talk and you want to rage a war against new media and old media and say, hey, well, these guys here don't believe me. These guys are going to expect me to do a certain thing. But at the end of the fucking day, you didn't fucking say anything in regards to Tyson Fury cheating, even when it was asked. Even when it was asked. They asked him, hey, Wilder, all the accusations, what do you think and what's your words to Tyson Fury? And what the fuck did he really say? Hold on, let's go back. Hold on, let's see.
And it has been a blessing. And what was the second question? The second question was the loss to Tyson Fury. Do you feel it has made you a better fighter? And so what did you take from it? What did you
listen?
yourself from it? It definitely have made me a better person. You know,
he didn't fucking ask if it was a better person. First of all, he asked if it made you a better fighter. I think it made him a worse person because he's bitter, but I don't know. I don't know about that. But let's go.
Just it's strengthened me in so many areas. You know, I can say so many different things here, but my action was going to speak louder than my words can. Any given day, any given month, week, year.
Okay, now in his regard, this is his defense, okay? He decided not to speak on that. You know what I mean? So I got to give him credit for that. So I will give him credit. Like, look, it's let's talk more action, right? Let's talk more action. So at the end of the day, cool. I get that. But let's go forward.
You know, and I'm just ready for October the 9th just to display it and prove to the world that who I am and what I am, you know, and I tell everybody, all my fans, don't blink.
All right.
Well, that's a good thing. He still believes in his knockout power. Okay, he still believes in his knockout power. He still believes that he can take Tyson Fury out with one punch, even though he knocked him down twice already and he got up twice already. But he still believes in that, which is a good thing. Confidence is a good thing. It's a very positive thing. Okay, so but I want to go back to when they asked him about the accusations. Let's go.
Do you think that bettered your career? Do you think that made you a better fighter?
I want to tell them I appreciate them. I appreciate the love. I appreciate, you know, and we're all, you know, different things here. Over there, it's something that I can't explain to you, but only will show you. Come on,
back in 2018 in Belfast in Ireland. Did you think maybe 4 years?
Wait a minute, no, that's not it.
We're free beings, and we have a free mindset of thinking, and I think that what held us down the most. You know, everybody was on the same accord. My whole team. You know, that's the beautiful thing about my team. Like, very rarely that we come into a disagreement on anything, and if we do come into a disagreement, within those 48 hours, it will be resolved. And with that being said, you know, it's just something that we had to do. You know, understanding the things that we can't control, we don't worry about controlling it. We just let it take its course. And when it's time for action to be presented and displayed, we do that. So I'm just looking forward to it. To October 9th, it's finally here. Hopefully, there's nothing else that interfere with this process of proceeding forward. And finally, we can turn the chapter in this book and end it once and for all.
And then lastly, for me, do you have a message to your fans, Deontay, kind of about this time off? And
okay, let's go back. Let's see.
Again, you can unmute yourself and please ask your question.
Let's see.
Hello, Deontay. Good to talk to you today. I was wondering, I know that you probably were very unhappy when the fight was postponed from July until October, but I'm wondering now that you're in the period of time leading up to the fight that it's happening in October, do you think that the delay was of any benefit to you? Not a benefit? Like, how do you view the delay? Would you think it's going to be ultimately for you? And if so, why?
The delay was a blessing for me, you know.
Well, let me counterpunch that real quick. Why Dan Raphael asked a question about the delay, you know, and I think for Deontay Wilder saying it was a blessing, that shows that he wanted to know and learn more with Malik Scott, and Malik Scott was in fact teaching him more. So if he was teaching him more and he had more time to practice the things that he just learned, that contradicts the fact that Malik Scott didn't fucking teach you anything, right? Because you remember, he said, hey, Malik Scott didn't teach me shit. He taught me something I already know. Well, obviously, he's teaching you something that you've practiced that you're practicing more of. And I think that is what helps him more than anything else. Okay. So I believe that he said it's a blessing. I believe that. I think it gives him more time to practice the right way, not the fucking manipulated bullshit. Hey, I don't want to do this day. I don't want to do that this day. I want to stay the same. I can knock people out. I got power. You don't need skill when you have this power. Don't you feel the power? Don't you believe? Oh my goodness. Y'all don't see. Y'all don't feel that power. That's the type of shit Wilder used to do. Okay. So you can see how he responded. It's a totally different stance. Let's move forward.
They delayed it. The time we had to work on our
seems to be under your skin for the last number of months.
I just want to beat his ass. Just as simple as that. Just beat his ass.
No, I like that. I like how he responded. Like, hey, I just want to beat his ass. I want to take it to him. I want to give it to him. I like that. I do respect that. Like, I just want to beat his ass. Do that. He should have said that shit in the press conference when Tyson Fury was there. But I think it was a hesitancy because Tyson Fury was there and Tyson Fury could have countered back. I think that was what that is. Let's go forward.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Dan. Our next question is going to come from Donna Corby with the Daily Mirror. You can go ahead and unmute yourself and please ask your question.
Hi, Deontay. How's it going?
Great.
I wanted to ask about the drug testing for this fight. Are you concerned at all about that? And do you know what the plan of action is?
I mean, I can't worry about what's going to go on that side. I just
listen. This is exactly what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Do you see? I can't worry about what goes on that side. Okay, well, if that's the case, never in your fucking life talk about how you think a person's cheating in that regard. Counterpunch. So if you think someone's cheating and you think that's the reason, you cannot then say, I don't worry about other people's job, and then turn around and say, hey, I think everybody's in on it. That means you should be worried about anyone else's job because their job is allowing them to cheat the person that's fighting you. Okay? So let's just be real about it. Let's be real about this shit here.
We hired some people to do that job, and we're expecting them to do that job. My job is to get in the ring and put on a great performance.
So that also is JD's job to make sure the gloves were right on that night. Bars. Okay? So we have to throw that in there. So I had to counter as we go. Let's go.
Do the things that we have set planned. And that's all I'm focusing on. I'm going to leave that job to them, and I'm going to leave my job to myself.
Now, after the last fight, you talked about how you felt that there was something going on with Tyson Fury's gloves and that he had put something that resembled an egg weight into the gloves. At any point, did you consider, like, this would be a grand conspiracy if he did this? At any point, did you consider calling the police, making it a criminal matter? Because, I mean, you're talking about somebody trying to really badly hurt you against a contract that you've signed. This would be like a criminal matter if you were to do that.
But I didn't go to the measurements of that. Like I said.
But why? Why didn't you go through the measurements of that? That's exactly what I wanted to get to. Why? Why didn't he go through the measurements of that? You heard him. I didn't go through the measurements of that. Why? This is his explanation. Let's go.
Back in blood. So that's up to me. So come October night, I will get my revenge. You heard it. You seen the shirts we had, glass eye glass, eye for eye. And that's what I'm looking forward to.
So the things that he claims as criminal, the things that he claims as cheating, the things that he mentioned, all those, he did not say that when Tyson Fury was there. But if you notice old media, right? These are these cats that's been around fucking forever. Dan Rafael, he's been around forever, people. Think about it. Think about it. Okay, you're not thinking if Fury's, it's no third fight. If he sues Fury, suing him is just an option after the fight. It's called a chess. That's why I hope so. Exposaholic. I hope so. I hope so. But at the end of the day, it's like, I didn't go to those measures. He won it back in blood. Well, that's his decision. I get it. But at the end of the day, man, tell this man how you feel about this man. See, it didn't hurt Deontay Wilder to speak his mind. And since we have known Tyson Fury to speak his mind and Deontay also to speak his, why couldn't he speak his? Right? Why couldn't he speak his? So it's like, at the end of the day, oh, we're not going to go that direction. Well, I mean, if that's the case, man, stop talking shit. Stop talking shit in certain venue. I think he cheated. Well, if you can say one somewhere, you can say all somewhere. Rolando. Que vola. Que vola. I said it. Because it's like somebody owed me money and I don't want to sue them or whoop they ass yet. They might feel justified in never paying you if you sure there's no fight. I just don't see where him not mentioning Tyson Fury to certain groups, that shit's suspicious. See, here's the thing. You would never catch Mike Tyson, Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., Muhammad Ali. You would never catch these guys talking or not saying these type of things when they said it somewhere else. This is some bizarre bullshit to me. If it's legal, just say, hey, it's legal. I can't talk about it. But then, come on, man. Don't half-ass do one thing and do, you know what I mean? I think that's the proud of Wilder. I feel that's the proudness and the prideness of Wilder.
All right, thank you, Donna. Our next question is going to come from Cam Buford. Cam, you can unmute yourself and please ask your question.
Hey, Deontay. Thanks for taking time to talk to us.
He already did that. And then the question he had, like the message he had for Fury, he didn't have a message. You know what I mean? Hey, I guess he said enough about Fury. I can give him that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, this has been a very interesting interview. But it's been somewhat similar to the press conference. It's been pretty much obtuse. It's not been explained right. It's been Deontay talking about, about selling the fight and this, that, and well, motherfucker, you didn't even talk about the fight. You know, and I don't know. Maybe it's disgust. Maybe he's disgusted with Tyson Fury. Maybe that might be the case. But at the end of the day, you expect a guy like Deontay Wilder, an outspoken guy from the South, to speak and let shit spew out of his mouth. Bars. So I think Wilder, man, I hope the best. I hope this is the best approach from him. But however, I don't really feel that he is the same guy. And if this affects how he is for the negative, he should get his balls back, stripes back, backbone back, or whatever, and get back into the ring. But if he retires, if he gets beat again like he got beat before, especially if he comes with the same bullshit, he's finished. But anyway, guys, thank you for coming in on this live stream. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.